it's probably like half a dozen people reach out to me being like, hey, I took your Lenny post, or, I took some of your online materials, and I built this, AI interviewer that you could like refer your students and clients to like get practice with the materials. I'm like, cool, send it my way. I'll take a look. None of them are good enough. And the reason that none of them are good enough is because it's actually one of the properties of where we are with AI today. So, okay, where we are with AI is trying to be as helpful as possible. It's trying to follow the instructions that you give it. Okay. You know who follows instructions in an interview? The candidate. You know who doesn't actually follow instructions very well? An interviewer. Right? Interviewers go off script. They go off-roading. They follow their intuition. They have to do whatever they have to do to get the signal. And what they're certainly not doing is giving you the benefit of the doubt as a candidate. Okay? So AI is not good at doing that. Today, at least. And I have not taken the time to write the instructions and to tinker in eval to the point where I've been able to get the AI. I mean, I've played with it for sure, but it's not good enough. Like it doesn't know how to simultaneously get the signal it needs while asking the right probing questions that demonstrate that it's actually critical of the candidate.
Yeah.
Like it's just
almost like you would. Yeah, totally. Sorry.
No, that. So for those reasons, I think that's why. That said, I do think AI is good at evaluating submissions. Like the second main use case of my Copilot is like you could work through the template and submit a PDF of the template to the Copilot and be like, could you score this? And it's actually very good at understanding the content of what has been given it to it, and then holding it side by side with like a set of evaluation standards, and then scoring it and telling you kind of where you fell short and giving you some ways to improve it. But the real time process, maybe the latest advanced voice mode in ChatGPT is better than when I played with it last time. So maybe what I'm saying is stale, but at least as of like a few weeks ago, when I launched ChatGPT support for the Copilot, it still wasn't something I actually removed interviewer mode from my Copilot materials altogether because people were coming in. I was kind of like, I had a beta label on it, and people are like, oh, a beta, it must be good. It's just not like prime time. And I realized it's not even good enough to have a beta label on it. So I just removed it, and I'm just doubling down on the two use cases that I know for sure it's super good at.
Yeah, so super interesting. Yeah, it almost feels like you need to be able to edit the root of the AI to be able to be helpful there, and like the project instructions are not good enough to get there. It's almost like you need like a system prompt for the system prompt of like how to act, which I think it's right now, none of these foundational models are giving you the ability to do.
It's that, but it's also the context that you feed into the system is harder to standardize. And what I mean by that is, like all the interviewers, let's say you were to be a fly on the wall in 100 interviews at Meta, okay, for PMs. There would be clear patterns in how the successful candidates approach their responses. Okay, and you could codify those, and that would be useful for a candidate to know, because if I could follow those patterns, I'll succeed. If you were to look at the behavior of the 100 interviewers in those interviews, my intuition, being friends with, I don't know, dozens of calibrated interviewers at Meta, and having talked to them about how they approach these interviews, is that you would see at least 4 to 5 buckets of patterns of how interviewers approach these interviews. Some are very aggressive and keep interrupting. Some like to be quiet and ask very small numbers of questions. Some like to assertively drive the interview. Some like to passively let the candidate drive the interview, right? Some like to ask, some know exactly what the trade-off question might be in an analytical thinking interview ahead of time. Some might come up with a trade-off question in an analytical thinking interview on the spot, right? So I think there would need to be a more kind of like rigorous codification of interviewer etiquette and interviewer kind of like approaches in order to properly solve like the real simulation of the interviewer in one of these AI settings.
Yeah.
And I don't see anyone putting in the legwork to get all that data. It's mostly proprietary, like behind a paywall. Not behind a paywall. It's like I don't even know if Meta could do that if Meta wanted to do it, unless they start recording all the interviews.
Yeah. Which I guess is kind of like similar. You run into a similar challenge when you do mock interviews. But yeah, it's like, but at least you know someone, hey, who's like calibrated and who you can trust. But yeah, I almost wonder if like the future is like you can almost like factor in like those different personas of like the jerk interviewer, they're like overly nice, they're like in the middle, they're like freestyler, right? And like almost like every time you do a mock, you like kind of like randomly choose one of them, and you get to do that.
That's probably the way, actually. That like if I was to like make this my focus for the next month or a few weeks, it would probably end up having to be something like that, where you create these different like personas. Yeah. And then you ask the AI to be each persona. Which
is making me think we should have Varun Puri back, because I feel like he will have a lot of insight here. And for those like not familiar, he's a friend of the pod. He's the co-founder and CEO of Udly Roleplays, and basically what they do is like they have a platform where they teach. Basically, like sales team use this platform to basically like role play like sales conversations, and they have like each company has like eval basically on how they assess what a good sales call is, and they also of course have like all those like curveballs of like someone asking a difficult question or being like, this price is fucking insane, like what are you saying, like and like it helps train like their EAs and SDRs, so they like the first time they do a demo or a call, they're just ready to go, and they have like way more reps, and also they have reps that are low risk as opposed to like like having to talk to real customer and mess that call up. So that could be interesting to see how he's solving that problem, because I think it's very, very tangential.
Totally, and I'd be curious what the training data is and what the how much of that is, because what we're doing here is basically RAG, right? Like it's not like I didn't actually train any models. There's no pre-training that I've done that's special. It's just RAG. So whatever they do, I'd be curious kind of like how the system works underneath the hood and what would go into it. But just to kind of finish this for a second, I want you to see both pieces. I want you to see how it like the basic components of what it comes up with, and then how it evaluates its own response at the end, which I think is really interesting.